G'day everyone, welcome to Matt Hill's Scale Models. Final reveal time of the Airfix HE 111 H-20, and this is the old Airfix kit. This is sort of take two. I had the newer release of this kit with the better decals in it, but the tooling was far worse. However, after trying to apply a winter whitewash for a Stalingrad machine, I completely stuffed it, and I ended up having this one, which was bought from a boneyard sale, missing a few bits and pieces. So I sort of took the pieces out of the other kit, which was completely stuffed, put it with this one, and tried to make something out of it. It's been a long time between drinks, but hey, this kit I've learned a few things on, and it's been a really fun project. Experimenting with some things, making some mistakes, starting again, salvaging something. It's been really good, and something that's not worth a real lot of money, like 5 or 10 buckaroos. It's a good kit to practice some techniques on and have a go at doing a few things that you wouldn't do to a normal kit if you bought the new Airfix Heinkel, which I have got and haven't built yet, which I should do, but that's another story for later on. So before I unveil this kit, I'd like to thank everyone for the support and comments on the last video, and a special mention to the Rebels at Cloud9, who we do a little bit of back and forths on Messenger, and it sort of kept me going and encouraging me heaps to do this, finish this kit off. By the way, this bit of old ratty box lid will go into a frame and go on the wall, because by geez, I do like it. It looks really cool. So here we go. So here she is, all done. As I said, I had a lot of fun with this kit, and it does go together if you dry fit your parts and a little bit of filing and sanding, and I can tell you exactly where things you will go wrong. I've had 2 goes at this kit now. The second time round was a lot easier than the first time, I can tell you, and I made mistakes on the first one, which I rectified here. But I scratch built these. Something I cut them away and just posed them lowered a little bit, like it's just sitting on the field. Had maintenance done on it. Posed all these surfaces in the tail and the tail plane and the tail. I make those look like they're a little bit drooped as well. Added the aerial, and I also added the aerial and these little white insulators. That's the word I was after. Put those on as well. This is this aircraft being a late war one. They changed a few things from the HE 111, the P version, the P2. This one had wooden props and things like that when materials were scarce. They also beefed up the armament, which put more pressure on the machine, even though it had bigger engines in it. It was still slow. But yes, it's just it's got this ball turret in the top. It's got these waist guns now with MG 42s, I'd say they were, in twin mounts. So they try to beef up as much as they could, and I'd really like to build one of these again, but have it. I'd have it carrying a V1 when they were doing the V1 tests, when they were launching them with a pilot in them as part of their V1 program. But yeah, compared with the old Airfix one, the main problems you'll have with this kit will be the canopy. The canopy is absolutely terrible. It's shite. The disappointing thing I got with this kit was that even though I had it all masked up nicely, etc., I still got dust on the inside, which really spoils the look of the canopy a little bit. But I might be able to get a little bit of compressed air in there in the can and blow it back out. But the whole canopy, there's no sort of masking definitions or anything there. There's a seam line down the front, which you can see, which is bloody horrible. But look, with this kit, as I said, it's a good one to put together. It'll test your skills, challenge yourself a little bit, and it'll come out fantastic in the end for someone you want to chop and change a little bit around. And because the Heinkel is one of my favourite looking aircraft, I love these, the shape of the wings and everything on a Heinkel. They're just very graceful. So I've got a few Heinkels to build. I've built this one now. I've got a Matchbox one to do, and I've done the Matchbox one. I've got a couple of Airfix one, Italeri one, a torpedo version. So I think I've got a Revell 32nd scale version, and I've got the old Pro Modeler 48 as well. So they're one of my favourite aircraft, this and the Condor. But you'll need to do some very careful work. I've just got off track a little bit around the canopy to get it fit. Now, as I said in the other video, what I found the best way to get this canopy to fit is because it's split straight down through the middle. And I'll just grab my Mr. Rodney Rude pointer, if I can find it here somewhere. Probably not, you can never find it when you want it. But I'll use this instead, an old airbrush needle. The canopy is split down the middle. It's two-piece, horrible thing. If you shim this up with a bit of 0.20 styrene sheet to spread the canopy open a little bit, that'll help you fill the gap where it's too narrow. This side of the fuselage, if you could get this and squeeze it in, this side in to match here, very minimal amount of filler, and the canopy, careful masking the canopy goes on okay. I said the landing light, the kit's landing light is an absolute piece of junk. It doesn't fit the hole, it's terrible, it's brittle. This is a solid bit of Perspex, and I cut it oversize, glued it in, sanded and polished it. The same with the canopy, was polished as well. I'll just quickly turn it over. And I haven't taken the masking off the bottom there, look at that yet, so bugger. The tail wheel's a bit of a bugger in here because it's designed to go up and down, to retract a little bit. The landing gear is horrible, but the landing gear bays are very poor as well, but if you can just put up with that, you're not going to see it. And the big bombs I put in with my little bit of writing in German on them, that was from the original project, didn't come up too bad at all. Another thing to be very careful with this kit, with this kit in particular, is because you've got to put the canopy together, then glue the gun in. This is very easy to break off. These are very easy to break off. So I did glue this in and then put a big heap of mask all around it to try to protect this nose gun, and still broke it off. The way I did these is because there's still masking on here. This is a very poor fit around here, as you can see. I've got the best I can, but I put the machine guns, this glass I left till last, put the machine guns in with my clear glue, sat this back in here, tried to patch up the fit as best I could with a little bit of my clear glue. That way these side waist guns go in the last possible time. I used Humbrol 65 as RLM 65 the underneath, because I'm just having trouble finding paint. And hey, the Humbrol works anytime, anywhere, any place. It just takes ages to dry. The top half, this was done in the Gunsanyo Mr. Colour RLM 70, and the 71 was done in a mix I made up myself to try to look like the late war colour, which was a little bit different as paint quality as the war went on deteriorated. The finishes on the aircraft weren't as glossy as what they were at the beginning of the war, and the lack of maintenance and spares, I suppose, made these things. And they didn't fly much, really, because of the lack of maintenance and spares, and fuel shortage and etc. But look, all in all, it's been a really, really good kit. So I really thank everyone for tuning in. If you've got this old Heinkel or your seat laying on a table at a swap meet, grab it, put it on the bench, build it. You don't have to build it in a day. Just pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. That's what I've done, and I'm pretty happy. The only other tiny thing I've just remembered I've got to do after I do those masks, I've just got to put a little tiny tab on the back of this gun here that they used to use. I think it was to help keep the gun centered and help it turn when it was in flight. So I think that's what it was for, or some sort of aerodynamic thing. There's a little tab on that front of that ball turret. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all support. Thank you to my new subscribers. Got plenty more videos to come in. We've got another kit there just about ready to go, which is the 1963 Revell tooling of the FW200. Just about ready for the final reveal on that. I've lost all my other projects, unfortunately, like project video progress videos, I'm afraid. So it'll just be a final reveal and explain why I built this particular kit, considering there's probably plenty more out there, which is a lot better kit. The new Revell one, the trumpeter one, far better than this old Revell thing. But we've got Frankie Day's group build happening as well. We've got the Nord Nautilus, and we've got another Condor coming along as well. So everything's happening. So catch you later, guys. Be safe, model hard, a little bit of effort, a little bit. You can get a good result from an old kit. Cheers.